Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and I know this is kind of a different video than I normally do on this channel. This is normally like an NFL football type content channel that I've really pushed for the last 6 to 7 months, but nonetheless I do watch NBA. If you're new to this channel, I have done some NBA content on this channel before. If you want to scroll back, I did a couple of podcasts. I also did my bracket last year, which actually finished in the top, I want to say like 4 or 5% out of all the millions of brackets that were made. I'm going to give you guys my bracket, my breakdown, repping the Clippers. If you guys didn't know, I am a huge Clippers fan. Without further ado, man, let's just jump right into it. I'm not just going to say I picked Denver and that's it. I'm going to pick Denver and then I'm going to give some reasons why on their offense and their defense and the way they've been playing this season. I'm going to be doing that for all these matchups. So this might be a little bit of a lengthy video. But before we get into it, make sure you guys drop a like and make sure you guys click that subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting recently. My videos have been doing really, really well. I'm just very blessed to be in this position. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Now, believe it or not, these teams are pretty balanced. Now, I'm not going to pick Minnesota because that's just crazy, but these teams are pretty balanced in terms of the amount of points they score per game, the amount of points they give up per game, their rankings the last couple of weeks. They're pretty similar, and I think they match up pretty well with Rudy Gobert and Nikola Jokic. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pick, believe it or not, I'm going to pick Denver, but I'm going to pick them in 6. I think this is a very, very interesting series. I think this is one of the most interesting series in the whole Western Conference, solely because Denver has not been playing good as of late. If you actually watch the NBA, you know that Denver, the last half of the season, has not been playing pretty good. Now, yes, they are the number 1 seed, but they haven't been playing very good. And in terms of the West and who I think is going to win a title, there's not like a clear, oh, this team. Like in the West or in the East, there's like Milwaukee and Boston. Like, oh, those are title contending teams. Whereas in the East, or in the West, excuse me, it's like, pick your poison, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we have Denver in 6. So now moving on to a series that I'm going to pick unbiased, right? So the Suns are 8-0 with Kevin Durant, and the Clippers do not have Paul George. Now, as someone who watches the NBA and someone who pays attention pretty regularly, watches First Take every morning, I do my research somewhat. I cannot name a bench player for the Phoenix Suns. I can't. I don't know who their bench is. Now, the Clippers have the 3rd best bench in the NBA. So I think this series is going to be a lot closer than people are saying. Now, Paul George is expecting a return. So let's say he doesn't play, tomorrow, which is a Sunday, game 1. Let's say he plays next Sunday. That's what, game 4 or 5? Let's say he does return then, and let's say they do turn around. I really do want to pick the Clippers in 7. I really, really do. But I'm going to pick Phoenix in 7. Now, people are saying Phoenix in 5, Phoenix in 5. This game is a lot closer than you guys think. I'm telling you. With the way that Kawhi matches up defensively with Kevin Durant, he's going to be a primary defender. But I'm going to pick Phoenix in 7. Now, if Paul George comes back, obviously I am a Clippers fan. So I want to be wrong here, but I'm going to be picking Phoenix in 7. Now moving on to a series I think is just really super easy to predict. I'm picking Golden State in 6. Sacramento is a good team, but I think they'll win their first game at home just because Andrew Wiggins is coming back. He hasn't played in a game in a couple months. Someone can correct me on that, but I'm going to be picking Golden State in 6. I think they honestly can win in 5 once they start getting everything rolling, but yeah, I think this is an easy pick. Now with Memphis and the Lakers, I think this is an interesting series only because of the injuries the Grizzlies are facing at the moment. With the status of Jaren Jackson Jr., not really too sure if he's going to show up. Although that'd be a great matchup for Anthony Davis. Steven Adams being out is a huge loss for Memphis. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Memphis. I don't think the Lakers. I mean, they struggled to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in the play-in. So I don't really think it's going to be much of a series. I'm going to pick Memphis in 6. I think they can get it done in 5 depending on how those first 2 games go at home. But I think this is a fairly 53% have the Lakers winning. Those are just a bunch of LeBron fans. So hate to be ya. Anyways, now moving on to the Eastern Conference, I'm picking Milwaukee in 4. Miami has just not playing well as of late. They went from the 1 seed to the 8 seed in just one season. I think Milwaukee is just too powerful at the moment. I have them in 4. Now, Cleveland and New York, I'm excited to see this series. I think it's going to be a really close series, but I'm picking Cleveland in 5. I think Donovan Mitchell is just going to absolutely obliterate this team. I think Jalen Brunson is going to have some success, and with Julius Randle dealing with that injury, I'm not too sure if they can if they can get anything done. Both of these teams are one of the slowest offenses in the NBA. I almost said NFL, but they're one of the slowest offenses in the NBA. I heard JJ Redick saying that on his podcast the other day, and the Cavs have probably one of the best defenses in the NBA. So I think this is going to be a good series, but I think the Cavs close it out in 5. Philly and Brooklyn, I think this is going to be a good series, but I'm picking Philly in 5. I really don't see Brooklyn doing much. Now, you do have Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. You do have them doing their thing, but it's not going to be a matchup for Joel Embiid and James Harden and Tyrese Maxey and all those guys. So I have the Sixers in 5. Now we have Boston and Atlanta. I mean, I'm pretty sure their head-to-head matchups were, I think Boston was 3-0. I mean, John, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm sending Boston in 5. I give them a charity game. I don't really see Trae Young carrying this team as they can with, I mean, how good Boston is offensively and defensively, especially if Robin Williams is there and is playing and is healthy and is a big body, especially with Grant Williams. I mean, we could go on and on about this team, how good they are defensively. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, it's 96 to 4 for a reason. So, I mean, I got Boston in 5. There's really nothing else to say here. Now, believe it or not, the Suns, even though I was just talking about their bench, have a better bench than the Denver Nuggets. Now, that is not the only reason. I think it just honestly depends on how the Denver Nuggets are playing. I think this is, once we get to the second round, if the Nuggets are playing good, then we can pick the Nuggets to win. But, I mean, at the moment with Kevin Durant, CP3, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Book, Monty Williams as their head coach, I just think they're evolving. And honestly, I think this is going to 7 games. I think this is going to be a really, really good series. I'm actually going to change this to 6. There's not really a lot of premier defenders that can guard Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, CP3, and DeAndre Ayton. Now, I'm not saying Denver doesn't have any good defenders, but I'm saying in terms of stopping them offensively, I'm just going to say Phoenix in 6. Now, moving on to Golden State and Memphis, we saw this matchup last year in the playoffs. Golden State won in 6, and I think it was what's his name? John Morant missed like a game or two, came back, dropped 30, and still got eliminated. I think if this team is flowing properly with Jordan Poole, with Clay, with Steph, with Andrew Wiggins, I think this team can shut this out again in 6, even though the Grizzlies. Even though the Grizzlies are a good team, they have been playing really, really well this season without John Morant. I'm still going Golden State in 6. In terms of points per game, I honestly did not realize this. Golden State scores the second most points per game, and that was also without Andrew Wiggins. So, a majority of the season. So, I'm picking Golden State in 6. Lock it in. Now, I know I said I'd be giving a lot of explanation, but it's kind of hard because these teams are so evenly matched. I wouldn't even say evenly matched. They're just really, really good matchups. So moving on to Milwaukee and Cleveland, I think this is a pretty good matchup. I'm going Milwaukee in 6. I think they win their 2 at home, and then Milwaukee comes back to Cleveland and closes it out in Cleveland to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, the Cavs do have one of the best defenses in the NBA, and Milwaukee has one of the better offenses. They do have a good defense. It may not show on the stat sheet, but with Giannis, Bobby Portis, Jrue Holiday, and Chris Middleton, I mean, when those guys are on the floor, I really, really don't know or see who can beat these guys. Now going to Boston and Philly. This is going to be a really good matchup. I think, I'm going to give this a bit of a comparison. I think this is a comparison from last year in the first round when Boston played the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now, I know Joel Embiid and James Harden are not Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but I think this is going to be a similar type of matchup. I think these are going to be all of these games are going to be extremely close. It's going to be hard fought, but I don't think Joel Embiid and James Harden can get the job done. I think Boston is just levels above Philadelphia. Boston has one of the better offenses and better defenses in the NBA. So I'm picking Boston. Believe it or not, I'm picking Boston in 5. Now that might shock you. Oh my God, they have the MVP, Joel Embiid, but I think this team is just too good. So now we have our Western Conference and our Eastern Conference matchups. Phoenix and Golden State. Now this, I hope we get this, because it'll be Kevin Durant playing against Golden State, the team he left after he won back-to-back championships. Went to another team to team up with Kyrie Irving. That did not work out, as you guys know, and now he's back in Phoenix on an insane squad, just loaded like he was in Golden State. So I would love to see this series here. Oh my God, what I'd love to see. And it's interesting, with a 4 and a 6 seed, especially with Golden State, in terms of offensive and defensive ratings, Phoenix beats Golden State in both of those. So I mean, oh man, this is just such a tough matchup. I mean, Phoenix, they have their starting lineup, and then after that they have who? I mean, Torrey Craig, TJ Warren, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet. I mean, man, I just don't know if that competes with Golden State's bench. I feel like those bench points when half of the starters are off the floor are going to be extremely crucial. I think Kevin Durant's going to have to play at least 38 minutes, along with Steph as well. Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond, Gary Payton coming back as well. Kevon Looney being a force, matching up with DeAndre Ayton, and then you have Jordan Poole, you have Dante DiVincenzo, who can give you points off the bench. I'm going to pick Golden State in 7. I hope and wish this goes 7 games so I can see just really, really good matchups. But I want to pick Golden State going back-to-back NBA Finals, showing how dominant they are. Now, this series I don't think is hard to predict. I mean, Boston completely obliterated Milwaukee this year in the regular season, and I think Giannis is going to be coming for vengeance. But I think Boston is just too good if everyone is healthy. You have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, who just dropped 30 and can show you, he can give you points off the bench. Robert Williams if he's healthy, Grant Williams. I mean, this Boston team is absolutely stacked, and that is what you need to win an NBA championship. I'm picking Boston in 6. Now, we have a finals rematch from last year, and I think this time it's going to be a little bit of a different series. With the way that the series went last year, I felt like there were a lot of growing pains for Boston. Now they do have a new head coach. Ime Udoka is no longer the head coach of the Boston Celtics, so they're kind of missing out on that experience. Not that it matters that much, because this whole roster was just in the finals last year. But I'm going to be picking Golden State in 6 again. Even though Boston does match up extremely well with this Golden State team, if Jason Tatum does have a really, really good series, I could see them winning in 7. I really could see Boston winning in 7. But I mean, at the moment, with all the, how many finals have we been to? This will be 6 finals for Golden State, and this squad. I mean, with Steph, Clay, Draymond, Andre Iguodala still on that roster. Steve Kerr has been to 13 finals or something like that. I think they just outranked them, and not every way. But I think Golden State wins in 6. So this is my bracket. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know your takes or anything like that. And hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.